Hey, it's Colin Hiles, aka the Mindset Guy, with today's video, which is all about excuses and a very deadly disease all of us have got to pay attention to, but more about that in a moment. Now let's set a context first. So here we have an individual standing on the side of the current result, and he wants to get across to the other side of this valley to the desired result, the goal that he wants. And all of us have goals, aspirations, dreams, ambitions, and these are things that we really, really want, things that we want to do, be, and have in our lives, right? And I talk about the four biggies: health, wealth, love, and lifestyle. And of course, there's goals that we have in our personal life, goals that we have in our professional life, in our businesses and our careers, and goals that we may have in our sporting life. So what happens here is that we set a goal, or we talk about the things that we want, and we may talk about these to our friends and co-workers and family. We may even talk to our boss about the things that we want to do and achieve if you're working in an organization. And what it takes to get across here is it takes real commitment. It takes taking a risk, because it takes to jump across here takes a risk. So what do? Rather than take a run up and fully commit and go for it, we sort of wimp out a little bit and we fall down into, or slide down into, the valley of excuses. The valley of excuses. And what we do is we hang around with other valley dwellers that are already down here, by the way, and sort of trapped in the valley, and we begin to believe each other's BS stories, as I like to call them. But down here, we start to get a disease, and this disease is a deadly disease. Now, this disease is called excuse-itis. Excuse-itis. And it's in the medical journal, so it's officially a disease. If you look in the medical journal, you'll find it. And basically, it's a gland that begins to secrete. And of course, when we are around people that have already got the disease, so let's say that we got a current result around our body and weight and shape, but we want a desired result around our body, weight and shape. We fall down into the valley of excuses, and we're around individuals, of course, that also have got the disease excuse-itis around weight, body, and shape. And it's very, very infectious. You've got to be very careful who you hang around with. And last week I talked about the power of association. You've got to make sure that you're associating with people that are going to cause you to step up, that are already getting the result that you want, that are one or two steps above you, getting the results, and they pull you up, right? Now, valley dwellers, they're the complete opposite. They'll help you justify why you are where you are. Now, let me talk about, how do you know if you have the disease? How do you know? Or if you were in front of, someone in the medical profession and they were trying to diagnose the disease, what does it say in the medical journal? Well, the first thing it says is that you're very polished at making up stories as to why you're not achieving something. So good at coming up with excuses. You're very polished at coming up with excuses. That's the first thing. The second thing that it says is that you make those stories believable. In other words, you believe your own BS. And that's a real skill, by the way. And then lastly, one of the biggest ways that they're able to determine is they just listen to what you talk about in terms of your wants, your desires, and your goals, but then they look at your results and they see that actually you're not making any progress towards your goals. That's one of the biggest indicators that they're able to tell. Because you're very good at coming up with reasons why. And I'm very good at coming up with reasons why as well. So people come up with reasons why they can't leave the job that they hate. Reasons why they can't pursue their passion or follow their heart. Reasons why, as I've said, they don't have the weight and shape and body that they want. Reasons why they don't have the amount of money in their bank that they would love to have. Reasons why they're not being as successful in any endeavor they're going for as they would like to be, right? Reasons why, justifications, why they're not achieving it. And when you look at excuses, they generally boil down to two things, right? Two things. Firstly, number one is being afraid. And number two is not wanting the goal bad enough. So there's not enough desire, there's not enough pull towards what it is that you want. And that's what desire does. It pulls us towards what we want. And of course, fear holds us back. holds us back on this side here. We don't want to make this jump, and so we slide into this valley of excuses. And let's deal with reality here for a second. To be successful in any endeavor that you go for, doesn't come easy. It takes hard work, it takes blood, it takes sweat, it takes toil, right? It's not all sunshine and roses. We'll have bad days, we'll have awful days, we'll have days where we fail miserably, we have days when we'll be rejected. We all have those days, and that's part and parcel of what it takes to jump from this side to this side here. We've got to be able to deal with that. But of course, that's uncomfortable. And none of us like being uncomfortable. So it's better to stay on this side of the valley than make a leap across to this side of the valley. So the key is, most important, is to keep our eye on the prize and keep taking action towards that prize. So let me finish then this quick video as to how do we cure the disease excusitis. What's the cure for it? So I've put here a threefold cure for the disease excusitis. So let's talk you through each one of these. So it's 3 A's, very simple to remember. The first A is acceptance, the second A is awareness, and the third A is accountability. So let's talk about acceptance first. Now, acceptance is all about accepting 100% responsibility for your life. It's where it all starts. Because when we're making excuses, what we're doing is we're deluding ourselves. When we have this disease, it's a state of delusion. We believe our own BS. And of course, we're not taking responsibility. Often, if you listen to excuses, it's finger point, it's blaming, it's accusing. It's outside of us. That's why. It's because I don't have enough money or enough time, or because I'm not clever enough, smart enough, pretty enough, beautiful enough, whatever it is, intelligent enough, educated enough, whatever it is, right? We point to the external world rather than looking in the mirror. So this is being about 100% responsible for our life, or being 100-0 person. That's 100% responsible, 0 excuses. That's the ultimate aim. That's what we're trying to get to. Secondly, then, that's where it all starts, because unless you're going to take responsibility for your life, unless you're going to look in the mirror and say, if it is to be, it is up to me. That's 10 of the most powerful 2-letter words that I've ever come across, by the way. I'll say it again. If it is to be, it is up to me. If we're not willing to do that, nothing else is going to work. And we're going to just keep down here, and we're going to stay with the other valley dwellers that are full of the disease excusitis. Secondly, awareness. So then it's all about raising our awareness to how often we use excuses. And sometimes just you've got to cut straight to the truth. Ask yourself the question, do I want this? Do I really want this? Yes or no? If you give yourself a yes, that's it. Now you've got to commit to getting there. You've got to take the steps every single day to get there. Small steps adding up make a difference. You know that lovely saying, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So you've got to start taking steps to get there. So this is about building awareness. Often we don't know how in the grip of the disease excusitis we are, because everyone around us is using excuses as to why they're not achieving the things that they want. You just listen to other people's language, you'll hear it all the time. And we're part of that. We live in that world. The world is full of people full of excuses. So we've got to make sure that we hear ourselves and then we decide to make a change. Do I want it? Yes or no? If you want it and you want it bad enough and you say yes, then you've got to commit to it. Lastly here, accountability. This is kind of how to commit. This is kind of how to get leverage on yourself. How then to get yourself to take action on a regular basis. So firstly, accountability to yourself. Because, if you make a promise to achieve something and you don't achieve it, then you don't feel too good about yourself. And what that does is it just takes a little bit of your self-confidence away. And of course, less self-confidence means you're going to be not so committed the next time, which means you're not going to get the result, which means less self-confidence. So it causes us to spiral down. So it's really important that when we make a promise to ourselves that we're going to do something and achieve something, we do it. So how can you do that? Well, a simple thing that you can do, a little mind trick that you can play, is just grab yourself a jar and every time you make an excuse, just put £1 or $1 or something in there, a little bit of money in there. And then when there's enough in there, go give it to charity. Go and do something with it that's useful. Don't go and spend it down the pub or the bar or something like that. Go and give it to a charity. Now, this will help raise your awareness, but there will come a time when you just don't want to put money in there. It doesn't mean you don't want to pay to charity, but you don't want to pay from that pot, because that pot, and when that pot fills up, what it means is you're not taking action towards your goals, your aims and your dreams and your ambitions. So there's a little bit of pain attached to putting money in there, because that's what it means. So play a mind trick on yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Hear an excuse. Oh yeah, but I just haven't got time today. Right? Money goes in there. You just made an excuse. A legitimate, it's not a legitimate one, because we've all got the same amount of time. And what we're doing with that time is we're making whatever a priority is the priority. You're just not taking action towards your goal a priority. So do that. Now, also accountable to others. What you want here, and this is why last week's video is so important, the power of association. You need people around you that will hold you accountable, that will be hugely disappointed in you if you don't take the action and don't achieve the things that you want. And so you need a community, a supportive community of people, someone that you can trust, someone that you don't want to disappoint, someone that will have a degree of patience, and someone that will hold you accountable, or others that will hold you accountable. So do you have that? Have you had that in the past? If you have, what difference has it made? If you haven't, then that's what you need. So, you could put it on Facebook, for instance. This is the goal that I want to achieve. This is what I'm going to achieve it by. And then you find that little community on Facebook might hold you accountable. How are you doing? Or you could be much more specific, pick somebody and then speak regularly. Speak once a week. How are you doing with that goal? So there's how to cure the disease. Acceptance first. Make yourself 100% responsible for the results that you're getting. No blaming, no accusing, no complaining, no whinging, no whining. Just 100% responsible. Secondly, build your awareness. Start to pay attention to how often you use excuses. You may be surprised at how often you're making excuses. And lastly, make sure that you make yourself accountable, that you keep and hold your own promises by maybe putting some money in a pot, and also find yourself an accountability group. So there we go. Quick video on this very deadly disease, excusitis. We can either make excuses or we can get results. We can't do both. So we want results, which means we've got to deal with the disease excusitis. Please leave me some feedback. If you're busy, then just put, 1 not very good, 10 very good. If not, then please leave me a comment. Leave a comment below. If you're on my blog, there's a comment box down there, or you can post it on your favorite social media platform and leave me a comment. It's lovely to hear what you thought about the video. If you're on YouTube, then hit the subscribe button down here and subscribe to my channel, get the updated videos. This is Colin Hiles, the Mindset Guy. I'll see you on the next video.
Hold on, now did you enjoy that video? Well, if you did, I would like to show you how you can train your mind to perform how you want it to, so that you can break through to the next level with my advanced mind power training. It's totally free, and you can get it by going to www.advancedmindpowertraining.com or clicking on the link below this video. I'll see you on the next video.